Last episode, we built a Proxmox server running Hermes on an OptiPlex 3060 I picked up for £85. This episode, we give it a brain, local LLM for lightweight tasks, OpenRouter when the job needs more muscle. Then we wire up the agentic dashboard so there is a user-friendly interface to talk to it through. Let's get into it. Hermes manages memory, routes tasks, and maintains context across the conversation. What it can't do on its own is generate a response. Two options: run a model locally on the hardware or connect to a cloud API. So we're going to do both. Ollama is what actually runs the AI models on your server. Think of it as a local inference engine. It downloads models, loads them on demand, and serves them through a standard REST API that any application can talk to. Installation takes about 2 minutes. We are on the Debian virtual machine we set up in episode 1. One command pulls and runs the Ollama installer. Just code the install script and pipe it to bash. The script detects your hardware, sets up the system service, and configures Ollama to start automatically on boot. No manual configuration needed. Once the installer finishes, Ollama is already running as a system service. You can verify that with systemctl status. You want to see active and running in green. The API is now listening on port 11434, which is exactly what Hermes is pointed at. Then we pull a model. The pull command downloads the model weights directly from the Ollama registry. These are quantized versions, compressed to fit on consumer hardware without destroying the quality too badly. The model I am using here is around 4 to 5 gigabytes depending on quantization. On a decent connection that takes a couple of minutes. Once it is pulled, you can talk to it straight from the terminal using Llama run. That drops you into an interactive session. Ask it something, confirm it responds, then exit. This proves the model is loaded and working before we route any external traffic to it. Now Hermes is talking to Ollama locally through port 11434. For straightforward tasks, this path stays entirely local, no data leaves your network, nothing goes to a third party, and there are no API costs. For heavier jobs the local model cannot handle well. We route those out through a cloud proxy to larger models when we need the extra capability. So you get the best of both. Routine or sensitive work stays on your hardware, and the expensive compute only kicks in when the job actually needs it. That is the routing setup we wire together in the next section. Ollama runs language models locally. Pull a model and it serves responses over a local API. Nothing leaves the machine. No account, no running cost. Without a GPU, a 7 billion parameter model handles most everyday tasks on CPU without issue. Ollama's running, but other apps need somewhere to send requests. OpenRouter gives you one API key that covers your local models and cloud providers through the same endpoint. Go to OpenRouter AI, create an account, and generate a key under API keys. Name it something you'll recognize, copy it. OpenRouter accepts standard OpenAI format requests, so anything already talking to the OpenAI API works without changes. You set the model per request, and OpenRouter decides where it goes. For local traffic, your app calls Ollama directly on port 11434. For cloud models, it goes through OpenRouter. Same code structure, different base URL per model type. Verify Ollama is reachable with a curl call. Put the API key in the authorization header. Name a model you've already pulled, ask it anything. Response comes back, you're good. Then restrict the OpenRouter key to the models you're actually using. If it leaks, the damage is contained. In Python or Node, swapping between local and cloud is just changing the base URL and model name. Keep Ollama's endpoint for anything that should stay on the machine. OpenRouter's endpoint for tasks where you want a larger cloud model. Your application logic stays the same either way. The OpenRouter dashboard tracks your usage per model, so you can see which cloud calls are happening and what they cost. Run a few test queries, check the dashboard, confirm the numbers match what you expect. That's your routing layer, verified end to end. OpenRouter is an API gateway, one account, one key, and you can reach GPT-4o, Claude, and DeepSeek through a single endpoint. Pay per token on whichever model you use, no monthly minimums. 2 providers connected. Define which tasks go where, and Hermes handles the selection. Fast, private questions go to the local Llama model. Complex tasks that need a frontier model route to OpenRouter and the cloud. The agent makes the call based on the routing rules you have set. With both providers connected, the dashboard starts to look like a real workstation. Hermes online, 2 providers active, conversation history building. Tasks logged with the model that handled each one. It took an afternoon to configure. The hardware cost £85. That is the full cost of this setup. Servers up, Ollama's running models, OpenRouter handling cloud access. Now you actually use them through the agentic dashboard. It's a web interface connected to Ollama with one place to send tasks, track conversation history, and monitor what the model is doing. Send a prompt and the model works through it step by step. It isn't just generating text, it uses tools, breaks tasks down, and shows its reasoning as it goes. That's what makes it agentic rather than a plain chat interface. You can see live system stats while it runs, tokens per second, RAM usage, CPU load. On this machine with the 8B model loaded, expect 5 to 15 tokens per second. Fast enough for a working tool. You can swap models mid-session without restarting anything. Lighter model for quick lookups, heavier one for something that needs more reasoning. Live example, asking it to read a log file and flag anything that looks like an error. Watch it work through the file, build context, identify patterns. Running on the OptiPlex on your network, nothing leaving the machine. Output, a summary, errors flagged, suggested next steps. No API cost on that query, no cost on any of them. The dashboard keeps a full conversation history so you can pick up where you left off across sessions. System prompt configuration lets you set persistent instructions that apply to every message, useful for locking in a working style or role before you start a long task. Tool call traces show exactly what the model did during a response, so you can verify it actually did what you asked, rather than just generating text that sounds like it did. The test, a multi-turn conversation requiring actual reasoning. A question, then a follow-up, then a request to summarize the thread. Hermes routed to the right model. The answer came back accurate. Context was stored and carried into the next message. The brain works. The map is filling in. Proxmox at the base, Linux VM inside it, Hermes inside the VM, Ollama running alongside, OpenRouter as a cloud extension. Next, tools and services the agent can actually call. Ollama installed, local model running, OpenRouter connected, routing rules set, multi-turn conversation tested. The agent has a brain and knows when to use it. Episode 2, done. A like goes a long way, so please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Be good, and if you cannot be good, be kind. See you next time.